If you're watching this right now, it's not a coincidence. It's a divine setup. You were drawn here by something greater than you, because there's something about you the world can't see, but the spirit realm recognizes. You're not just any woman. You're a chosen one. And yes, there are hidden marks. Marks you didn't ask for. Marks that weren't given to you by men, but stamped on your soul by God Himself. These marks set you apart. They make you different. They make you misunderstood, but they also make you unstoppable. From the moment you entered this world, your path was never meant to be ordinary. Even as a child, you felt things deeper than others. You could walk into a room and feel the tension no one spoke of. You could sense when someone was lying, when something wasn't right. That wasn't paranoia. That was one of your marks, spiritual discernment. A deep inner knowing that others don't understand. People may have called you too sensitive, but sensitivity is a superpower in a world that's emotionally numb. Your life hasn't been easy. In fact, it's been a series of tests and trials that would have broken most people. But you keep rising. Why? Because that's another mark, divine resilience. When others fall apart, you adapt. When others give up, something inside you refuses to quit. You don't even know where that strength comes from sometimes. But I'll tell you, it comes from the spirit within you. The chosen woman is never handed ease. She is molded through fire. Relationships have been some of your biggest battlegrounds. You love deeply, fully, sacrificially, but you've been betrayed, used, abandoned, and every time it left a scar. But those scars, they're not proof of weakness. They're proof of love, real love. You gave what most people can't even comprehend. And though it hurt, you didn't let it harden your heart. That's a mark too. The ability to still love in a world that teaches you to shut down is a divine trait. Have you noticed how people are drawn to you for advice? For comfort? How they call you at their worst moments looking for your light, but disappear when they're okay again. That's another mark, the healer's spirit. Your presence calms storms. Your words carry weight. You speak life without even realizing it. But here's the painful part. Healers often heal others while quietly bleeding inside themselves. And still, you carry on. Because something inside you knows this is bigger than you. You're not just healing others. You're breaking generational cycles. You're shifting energy wherever you go. Loneliness is another hidden mark. Not because you're unworthy of love, but because your energy is sacred. Not everyone can sit at your table. God has hidden you in plain sight, not to punish you, but to preserve you. Until the right people, the right purpose, and the right timing align, you'll often feel isolated. But hear me, your isolation is protection. Your solitude is sacred ground where God downloads vision, strength, and wisdom directly into your spirit. Your mind is powerful. You think deeply. You question everything. You're not satisfied with surface-level conversations or small talk. You crave depth. You crave purpose. That's because your soul remembers. It remembers that you were sent here with a mission. Even if you can't fully articulate it, you feel it. That urgency, that restlessness, that's your calling whispering. That's why the 9-to-5 grind, the shallow lifestyle, the people-pleasing, it never quite fits. You weren't made to fit in. You were made to awaken. But awakening comes with a price. And you've paid it. Nights of crying silently, wondering why life feels so heavy. Days of smiling when your heart was breaking. Moments where you wanted to disappear because the world didn't understand your depth. But through it all, you kept showing up. You kept giving. You kept believing, even if just a flicker of hope. That is not weakness. That is holy endurance. That is another mark. A heart that chooses faith over fear again and again. And there's more. You've been under attack more than most. Spiritually, emotionally, sometimes physically. Why? Because darkness always tries to extinguish the brightest lights. The enemy saw your mark before you did. That's why the warfare came so early. That's why you were targeted. But guess what? Every attack failed. Because what God has marked can't be unmarked. What God has chosen can't be unchosen. You are still here, not because you're lucky, but because you're covered. Now, look back on your life. Really look. The dreams that didn't die even when everything around you did. The peace that showed up in the middle of chaos. The doors that opened at just the right time. That wasn't coincidence. That was confirmation. The universe responds to chosen women differently. God walks with you differently. You're not just navigating life. You're carrying light into every room you enter. And that light is rare. The world doesn't need another imitation. It needs the real you. The you that has been forged in fire, baptized in heartbreak, anointed through trials. The you that has cried yourself to sleep and still woke up with purpose in your soul. You are not too much. You are exactly what this generation needs. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to stand out, rise up, and awaken others simply by being who you are. Your intuition, your pain, your wisdom, your heart, they are not flaws. They are fingerprints of the divine. Hidden marks that the world might not see, but heaven celebrates. And now, it's your time to recognize them too. Not with arrogance, but with sacred responsibility. Because when a chosen woman fully understands who she is, she doesn't just change her life, she shifts generations. This is your reminder. You are chosen. You are marked. And you were born for such a time as this. The world will try to make you forget. It will try to silence that inner voice, drown it in noise, and distract you with comparison, with chaos, with counterfeit versions of success. But something inside you keeps pulling you back to truth. You can't pretend. You can't fake smiles for too long. You can't force yourself to live like everyone else. That's not rebellion. That's your soul remembering its assignment. You were never meant to follow the crowd. You were born to lead it into light. You see, chosen women carry more than just dreams. They carry burdens for generations. You're not just healing your own wounds. You're healing your mother's wounds, your grandmother's pain, the stories that were never told but live in your blood. That heaviness you feel sometimes, it's ancestral. And yet it didn't crush you. That's the mark of a breaker, a generational chain breaker. You are the answer to a prayer someone in your bloodline whispered decades ago, hoping for someone like you to rise. But being chosen doesn't mean being celebrated. Most of the time, it means being overlooked, underestimated, even rejected. People misunderstand you because your spirit speaks in a language their ego doesn't comprehend. They'll call you intense, dramatic, difficult. But in truth, they're intimidated by your light. Not because you think you're better, but because you've dared to become whole in a world that profits off brokenness. Sometimes even your family won't understand you. Friends you've poured into will walk away. Lovers you prayed for will break your heart. Why? Because many are only sent for a season, to test your boundaries, to sharpen your discernment, to remind you of who you are. They weren't the destination. They were part of the lesson. And once the lesson is learned, the exit is divine. Chosen women walk alone more than they walk with others. Not because they want to, but because their path is sacred. It's not crowded. The higher the calling, the narrower the path. There will be nights where you cry to God asking, "Why am I always the one left behind?" But those lonely seasons are not punishment. They're purification. God isolates before He elevates. He hides before He reveals. In your solitude, your spirit is being fine-tuned for something greater than you can even imagine. Don't despise those seasons of stillness. That's where your gifts sharpen. That's where your roots grow deep. That's where your vision clears. Most people only bloom on the surface, but you were called to bloom from the soul outward. That takes time. That takes silence. That takes pruning. You may not see the fruit yet, but the foundation is being built. And when the time is right, you won't need to announce yourself. Your energy will walk into the room before you do. And here's something you need to know. Your presence activates people. It stirs things in them, sometimes admiration, sometimes inspiration, but sometimes insecurity. Some people will love you for your light. Others will try to dim it. That's not your fault. Your job is not to shrink. It's to shine. If your light blinds them, they were never meant to stand beside you. Do not water yourself down for the comfort of others. Chosen women don't play small. They walk boldly, even when they're trembling inside. You've been silent long enough. The world needs your voice, your art, your wisdom, your story. Don't wait for perfect timing. Don't wait for permission. The mark on your life is the permission. Your pain has prepared you. Your survival is your qualification. Every betrayal, every heartbreak, every tear, it all had purpose. Not one moment was wasted. It's all part of the message you were born to deliver. You see, the enemy fears a woman who knows who she is. He fears a woman who has walked through fire and didn't burn, who cried and didn't drown, who lost everything and still chose to believe. You are dangerous to the darkness because you carry light that can't be bought or broken. And once you realize this, you become unstoppable. That fear you sometimes feel, that's not weakness. That's the weight of your calling. But you were built for this. You don't need all the answers. You just need to keep showing up. Keep speaking. Keep creating. Keep praying. Heaven will handle the rest. What's meant for you will find you. Not when you're pretending, but when you're real. Fully real. That's when the blessings flow. That's when the people meant for your journey arrive. That's when you feel the peace that surpasses understanding. You're not late. You're not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. The timing is divine. The delays were divine. Even the detours served a purpose. Every moment was preparation. And now, the season is shifting. You're stepping into alignment, into visibility, into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. So, to the woman listening right now who has doubted her worth, questioned her path, hidden her power, silenced her truth, this is your awakening. This is your reminder. You are chosen. You are marked. You are powerful beyond measure. And the world hasn't even seen the best of you yet. Don't let the loneliness fool you. Don't let the attacks discourage you. Don't let the delays distract you. What's coming is greater than anything that's been. Your tears have watered seeds that are now ready to bloom. The doors that close were only making room for the ones about to open. And when they do, you'll understand why you had to wait, why you had to walk alone, why it had to hurt. Because all of it, every single bit, was shaping a woman who carries heaven within her. You're not crazy. You're not weak. You're not lost. You're becoming. And what you're becoming is sacred. So walk boldly, chosen woman. Speak freely. Love deeply. Shine unapologetically. You are not ordinary. You never were. You were born for this.